Okay, hello, every Form 3 student. I'm Mr. Zhang, computer teacher. So in this video, we will try to work on the practical of Chapter 2a table. Practical, okay? So maybe you can go to Google Classroom, okay? And then if you have Microsoft Access, you may download the database table, okay? And also open the worksheet, Chapter 02a table. Okay, so for the practical, okay, when you open the file, chapter 2a table worksheet, go to page 2. So it is the practical exercise. Okay, so maybe we do it together. So first of all, we open the Microsoft Access file. Okay, so let's take a look for the first question. Write down the number of table and also write down the table name of the database. Okay, so first of all, the number of table, you can find it on the left hand side of the file. So here we have three table, okay, mark, student, and subject. So we write them down. Number of table, 3. Table name, mark, student, and subject. Okay. Okay, and then question 2. Try to open the table student. Okay, fill in the following information. Number of fields and number of record. Okay, now let's open the file student. So student is here, the second table. So you can see a lot of data here. So first of all, we may try to count the number of fields. So the number of fields should be count with the vertical column. So that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there are 11 fields in the table. And then for the number of record, for number of record, we should count the horizontal row. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, Okay, stop. We don't need to count them one by one because we can find the number of record at the bottom. Okay, can you see it? So 3 of 1 to 8. 8 of 1 to 8. Okay, so go to the last one. 1 to 8 of 1 to 8. So the number of records should be 1 to 8. Okay. So question 3, we try to write down the table structure of student. Table structure of student. So how to see the table structure? Okay. So go back to the SS file. So if we want to see the structure, we should go to the left upper corner. Okay. So you can click the small arrow here and go to Design View. Then you can see the field name and also the data type of that record or of a field. Okay, and you can see here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So these are all the 11 fields. Alright, so get back to the table, data sheets view. So 11 field here. Okay, 11 field here. Go back to the design view. 11 field here. Alright. Okay, so we can copy the data of copy the information of each field. So first of all, for the first field SID is using text to store data and the size is 4. So take a look here. SID, short text. Okay, so it's still a text. Okay, And the field size, you can check here, 4. At the bottom here, 4. Okay, so SID, test, field size, 4. And then the second, class. So class, test, 2. So write down, class, test, 2. Okay, so just go on to fill in all of them. So you may try to fill in it by yourself. I will show each field for 5 seconds. And this one. Next one, house. Okay, next one, birth. Okay, IQ. And then height. And then tel number should be telephone number. And then repeat. Okay, the last one, address. Okay, so 5 more seconds to fill in your table. Okay, now let's check the answer together. So for the third one, number, test, field size 2. And then S name, test 255. All of them are stored in data type test. Okay, and then house, test, field size 255. House, test, 255. And then birth, daytime, no field size. And then IQ, number, field size byte. And then height, number, field size decimal. Okay, tel number, test, field size 8. Repeat, data type yes, no, no field size. And the last one, address, test, field size 255. All right. Okay, let's go to the fourth question. So you should find the file size of the table student. Okay. So I will pause for 5 seconds so you can stop the video and try to calculate the answer. Okay, so let's do this question together. So first of all, we should try to calculate the size of one record. So each record contains 11 fields, okay, from SID to address. So for one record, the size should be the first one, SID 4. So it represents 4 bytes. Class 2 bytes. Number 2 bytes. Name 255 bytes. House 255 bytes. Birth, date, time, use 8 bytes. IQ, number, byte. Byte use 1 byte. Height, number, decimal. Decimal use 10 bytes. Tell number, text, 8. So it use 8 bytes. Repeat, yes or no. So it use 1/8 byte. That represent 1 bit. The last one, address, 255 bytes. Okay, and then we should multiply by the number of record. So go back to question 2. The number of record is 128. All right. Okay, let's do the calculation. So try to find the number of the storage size of one record. That is 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 255 plus 255 plus 8 plus 1 plus 10 plus 0.125 plus 255. That is 792.125. Okay, and then times the number of record. So the answer should be 101392 byte. Okay, and then we can divide it. We can convert the unit to kilobyte by divide by 1024. So it will be 99.0 kilobyte. All right. So remember that we just need to find the storage of one record and then multiply the number of records to find the storage or the file size of the table. Okay? Okay, let's move on. Question 5. Try to modify the structure of house to improve the table structure. Okay, so let's take a look for the structure of house. So it uses text to store data with size 255. Okay, but if we go back to our table, we can see that the field house for every record it only store one character. Okay, so actually, do you think it need 255 field size to store all this data? Yeah, it should. The answer should be no. Okay, actually, you can minimize it to one only, right? Because you just need to store one character for the house of each student. Okay, so let's see is this possible. Okay, so it asks you to save the table. So yes. Okay. Some data may be lost. Okay, because it is from 255 to 1. Okay, so the system reminds you that some data may lost. Okay, but be sure that all the data should have only one character. Okay, so no data will be lost. So sure, yes. Okay, much better, right? Okay, so you can imagine that the file size can be minimized because uh, if the size of house is reduced to 1, then this value will becomes 1. Okay, so the file size will be decreased a lot. Okay, so go back to question 5. Okay, the answer is we try to minimize to 1 only. Okay. Okay. Secondly, modify the structure of number NO such that the records are arranged in ascending order of NO, like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So what happens if we try to sort the data by number? Let's see. Here is the data NO num. So try to sort them from A to Z. Okay, that is uh, ascending order. Okay, let's see 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you can see that 1 after 1 it will be 1 0 and then 1 1 1 2 1 3. So where is 1 and then 2? Where is 2? It's appear after 19. So this problem appears because we use text to store number. Okay, so if we want to avoid this problem, we may just change the data type to number. Okay. And then for number, the range is maybe 0 to at most 40, I think. So you may just change the field size to byte so that it can minimize the file size of the table a lot. So let's go back to take a look for the data. Okay, save, yes. Data loss, no problem, yes. Okay. So we sort the number again. Okay, smallest to largest. So you can see 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and so on. Okay, so go back to the worksheet. We change number to using number, and then the size will be bytes. All right. Okay, so that's the end of this practical. So in this practical, we try to explore a database, and then we mainly explore one table student in the database. And we try to see the number of field, number of record, and also the whole structure of the table. And then we try to calculate the file size of the table. And then we find two problems of the table. And then we try to modify them and to improve the storage or the table. Okay? So that's the end of this video. So see you next time.